This game is kind of tough now. It's getting a little bit tougher. I'm going to try one thing here and see, because we're at the prison phone. I'm thinking you need to present the phone number. There we go. So you have to make sure you present the phone number.
I have a message from some peeps on the inside.
Alright, so we did all of that. So now, we have to see what we're supposed to say here. Let's take a look here. Help take out trash, help take out the garbage. Now, let's take a look here. So I would say help would be the good thing.
Listen, some lunatic in jail gave me this number on toilet paper and is making me call you to give you some coded message.
So you want to make sure you remember that when you get to this point, use the phone number.
I just really need someone to help me.
Wow. I wish you hadn't said all that into a prison phone.
Ooh. Do you think they monitor the calls?
Nah, it's just prison. Not like you done anything wrong to be in there and they should be suspicious or anything.
So... Let's try to take out the garbage.
I was told that you should probably take out the garbage.
Consider it done.
So it's been you. I
was calling my mom.
You're losing all your privileges from here on out.
There's got to be something I can do to fix this.
Not unless you're a lawyer.
Really? It just so happens that I am. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, at your service.
Well, conveniently, we're having an in-prison court case in like 5 minutes. We'll forget about this little incident if you act as the prosecutor.
Really?
So
sure.
pretty much Dum Dum pretty much framed him.
I want you to send someone to my office to get my legal diploma.
Fine. If you can win the case, we'll escort you.
So, what's the case?
The electronics are on the fritz. We think one of the prisoners has some sort of superpowers. Yeah. Like the lights flicker while I walk at night through C-Block.
Hey
really
viewer,
scary.
how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Unlocked.
We're playing Harvey Birdman.
So I just need to find out what's causing these electrical disturbances.
I'll take the case.
I'll take the case. Oh my gosh, that was excellent. But sorry guys, that took me so long. But that's what happens when you're trying to figure something out. It's like you gotta figure out what, you know, what works, what doesn't work, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting game. Thank you so much once again to DJ Side Warrior for hosting me. I really appreciate it. Means a lot, man. Ooh, excuse me. Pardon me for being gassy and gross. All right, so here's the nitty-gritty.
What's this case about? Who am I prosecuting?
Birdman? I was almost done with my community service. Go to your happy place, Mintalk. Go to your happy place.
How can this be a fair trial? He's a real lawyer, and I'm not.
That sounds good. I judge in favor of the defense. Case
Wait! Just give me a chance.
All right, so what you want to do is let's try begging. That's going to be
Please,
interesting.
if I don't win as a lawyer in this case, I'll never get out of jail to prove I'm a lawyer in another case.
Does this seem like convoluted circular logic to anyone else here in the room?
I'd like to call Dum Dum to the stand.
It looks like this defendant is being accused of manipulating electrical devices using his mind.
That was good.
The little doggy is an electrical mind taker, huh? Well, can you do this, you overgrown remote control?
That's so
The
epic.
fluorescents are now soft lights. Beat that, doggy!
Dum Dum, if you would please give us your testimony.
All right, so he's going to give testimony about what happened.
I brought my laundry back to my room. The guard shut
He's
the
full of
door
it.
and I
He's so
heard it
lying.
lock. Minutes later, I dropped to the floor with sharp pains in my heart. When I came to, 4 guards were beating on me.
Yeah. Classic. Yeah, I totally don't believe that. All right, so here is the Here is the cross-examination. So this is gonna be interesting. Just because Dum Dum, like, I swear, he's totally lying. So let's see what happens here. We got a lot of emblems here, so just in case we mess up, it'll be all good. Okay, so now he says when he came to, there were 4 guards beating on him. We'll see about that. Let's press that.
Why were they beating you?
Apparently, my cell door was unlocked. I wouldn't know, because I think I was having a heart attack.
What a coincidence. Having a heart attack at the same time as the
Exactly.
electronic door unlocking.
So what? What does having a heart attack have anything to do with an electronic lock?
Alright, so then what we want to do, I'm going to go back here. He said he had a heart attack? Well, okay, let's see this. So we're going to present his profile.
I'll make you an offer you won't understand.
Okay, and he has a pacemaker, so clearly he's lying.
So, I see you have
Obviously.
a pacemaker. You have heart problems?
Yeah, so?
Well, a pacemaker is an electronic device that's supposed to regulate the heart.
Well, it must be messed up.
Why would the defendant use mental powers to give himself a heart attack? I would like to call someone else to the stand.
Exactly. So let's call number 2 to the stand.
Number 2, I call the organic gardener to the stand. Prepare for testimonial questioning.
On what grounds? I need some sort of evidence.
I like that brain. That's pretty good. All right, so we have to present the evidence that might link number 2 to the crime. So honestly, his profile
Genetic
here,
engineering is like nature's
he
steroids
has been
without all the
assisting mad
impotence and
scientists, and he's been in the electrical chair 7 times. So, I mean, come on, that's gotta be something suspicious here, so let's present that.
It says here that number 2 was a scientist before coming to prison.
A scientist of tremendous power, carefully combining life forms, genetically creating
Just get on the stand without more talking. Stand up here.
Yeah, okay.
So, number 2, tell us your story.
All right, so we're gonna be getting some testimony here from number 2.
Oh, not much to tell. I worked with Baron von Steemacher for a while, helping him surge in power, gaining more strength by the day, amassing unstoppable momentum. Then he kicked it. I fell in with the wrong crowd for a while.
I just
Bad
love
stuff happened, and I
his
was
hat.
sentenced
It's
to
like a little
electrocution.
top hat. It's like hilarious. All right, now we're getting to that cross-examination. All right. Now, he said that bad stuff happens and he was sentenced to electrocution. So we're going to keep pressing this. Let's see here. Let's take a look here. Okay, and then once again, we're going to present his profile. Alright, and I'm gonna mute the mic for a second
is
just
like
because
nature's
like,
steroids
my father is
without
calling
all
me,
the
so
impotence and
it's I
stuff.
swear, it's like I get interrupted
Your
every
file
time when
says
I'm
you've
doing
been
my
in
stuff.
the
So
chair
pardon me,
7
guys.
times.
Yeah, I danced through death row 7 times, but every time the power goes out just before they flip the switch. Lucky me.
Alright guys, I am back. Sorry about that. I swear, it's just been nothing but interruptions this entire week. Like, it's just been crazy. Alright, so we are going to press him some more because that's just suspicious to me. Now he says that he was in there 7 times and then the power would go out. Yeah, let's press him on that.
How convenient. So tell us all just what makes you so lucky.
Karma, power, charisma. Also, probably because of all my probational work, I'm really good with kids and smaller animals.
Isn't there something else at work here? Couldn't you have done it with your scientific acumen? Something involving...
Okay, I would say something with that garden is suspicious.
You told me that you'd grown potatoes of amazing power. Couldn't they control electronic devices?
Wow! How did fear never beat you?
A machine controlling potato. That seems like a stretch, Birdman.
I think that something, the potato is like some type of remote control device. That's what I'm thinking. So I would say, let's just present that potato, to be honest.
Straight from his garden.
That electrolyte-filled potato could work as a battery.
In theory, it could power a remote control device.
Yeah, he's grasping for straws. He ain't got no proof or no case. Just some talk about some device.
I like how they call him
Right.
a burly
Without a device,
prisoner.
You have no proof,
Like,
Birdman. You have 1
you
hour
can tell
to
he
present
uses
the guard at the
conditioner,
payphone
right?
with this device. Otherwise, the case will be thrown out. Woo!
Alright, so let's save our progress, guys, because I swear, that was a tough level there, trying to figure that out, case. So just remember, when you get to that point with the phone, you actually have to use the phone number, so. Alright, so let's continue. Alright, so I see Dum Dum here. Let's talk to this jerk off. Alright, so let's vent about prison.
So this whole prison thing is starting to get really annoying.
Really? Is it the stabbings in the showers or the total lack of freedom that's getting to you?
Well, this court thing in particular, the only way I can win this case so I can get out and become a lawyer again is by finding some device hooked into a potato.
Like the one Pixie and Dixie have?
Okay, so why are you here? That's a
What
good
are
question.
you doing in my cell?
I came by to thank you for helping me take the garbage out and for clearing me at the trial.
Really? Wow. Wow, no one's ever given me counterfeit money before.
That stuff is like currency in here.
I thought cigarettes were like currency in here.
Whoa, look at the rich lawyer with his talk of cigarette currency.
Alright, so we have some new evidence here, and that is a $1,000 in-prison currency bill. Very classy looking, if I do say so myself. Alright, and then let's talk about Pixie and Dixie.
Pixie and Dixie have a potato device? I thought it was number 2's.
Oh yeah, that guy makes the devices and sells them. But Pixie and Dixie have one in particular.
Where did you see this? I need to find it.
Number 2
And the
hides
different
them
options are
somewhere
going to
when
give you
he's not
different
using them.
choices, and if it's the
Should I be
incorrect
telling
one,
you all
you have to
this?
replay the
You know
scene
what?
again to get
That's
the
all
correct
you
one,
get.
which is kind of cool.
I know when to shut my mouth.
So, it's hidden somewhere in the prison.
Alright, so what we're going to do now is we are going to move to the social area. And of course, we got those sketchy folks over there, Pixie and Dixie. So we're going to talk to them, and we are going to befriend them.
Hey guys, looking good, just standing there. Really tough and
I like
cool.
how they're looking at them like, yeah, you're
I heard
such
you
a
have a
dick.
potato device. How about I buy that off you? You want some money, little guys?
Alright, so what we're going to do now is to present that $1,000 bill, that currency.
You have change for 1,000? Okay. Keep the change.
And there's a controller that we need. So let's take a look at that potato controller. Or potato switch. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the exercise room. Alright, and then what we're gonna do is to present that potato flashlight. Take a look at what's going on inside.
There it is! The potato remote device. I need to get this to the guard right away.
Alright, so we got some more new evidence here. And here is that remote that we found on the inside there. That just looks sketchy, right? Alright, so now let's move back to the prison phone so we can see that sexy guard doing his thing. It's muscles, right? Alright, so there we are going to present the remote here.
Here it is. This time I'm sure of it. A remote control made from a potato.
That's it. Thanks, Birdman. I'll tell the warden that you can leave tomorrow under an overly oppressive supervisor.
Finally, now I can prove that I'm a licensed lawyer and clear my name.
And there we go. That's it, my friends.
Well, I cleared everything up and have my law license back again.
I just like the bear.
I won 2 cases.
That's
This is
so
about as good as it gets. Nothing could ruin this
And the
day.
zombie, too. That's a nice touch. Oh, and these fools. Oh, snap. Oh, my gosh. These... I swear, Harvey Birdman just gets so absurd, but it's so worth it to play through the game. So, of course, that was case... What was that? Case number 2? Yeah, case number 2 or 3. Oh, I take it back. That was case number 3. It's such a long case. So, we are going to continue on next time with case number 4, which is personal... Whew, I am sorry, guys. I am gassy today. It's called Personal Privacy. So that is case number 4. We are almost to completion of this game, guys. Like, I really like Harvey Birdman. It's just such a fun game to play, and it's absolutely hilarious. So before I go, what I wanted to do was, honestly, let's talk about it. Let's get to the nitty-gritty here, and just talk about the juicy topic of the day. Is MAC Cosmetic Associates bitchy? Because the number one thing I kind of wondered about this was, and I was inspired by this, was I noticed that there was this huge influx of like my bad MAC cosmetic experience, you know, my bad MAC Cosmetics counter experience, and there were a couple commonalities. One was about how they were treated, meaning that like they walked in and because they didn't have a lot of makeup. Another commonality too was racism. There was a video of a girl who was, I forgot her name now, who was talking about how she felt discriminated against because she was Asian. And then there was another commonality too that I found, and it was mainly coming from women that were not necessarily, or pardon me, women that were like early like womanhood. So we're talking maybe like 18 to 24. But then there were also girls who were like under the age of 18. So here's just my 2 cents about this whole bitchiness at MAC Cosmetics and all of that. First off, the girls who are under the age of 18, some of you guys need to have several seats for this. And here's why. If you are under the age of 18, why the heck are you buying makeup, like heavy amounts of makeup in the first place? And then these are the same tweensters and teenagers, you know, whatever you want to call them, tweens, you know, that complain about their skin is breaking out or the makeup doesn't look right on them and stuff. First, you take the time to do research, and you don't just buy makeup because it's a popularity contest. Because I swear, MAC Cosmetics is this brand that everybody jerks off to because it's a name brand. But when you look at the quality of MAC Cosmetics, I've seen MAC Cosmetic products have the same quality as stuff that would be considered drugstore, okay? And the thing that makes me laugh too is we have brands like L'Oreal, for example, which are right on the cusp of high-end meets drugstore. And some of L'Oreal stuff is horrible. Like, I tried their Voluminous mascara, and let me tell you how horrible that is. So for the young girls out there and young guys out there too, I just want to tell you, just because something is labeled high-end, that doesn't mean that it's good quality. That's the thing that really kind of irritates me. And then also, I will post below a girl who works at Mac, and she kind of gave her experiences being a Mac employee. Because one thing I kind of want to add into the discussion is it's not always the customers being right, because sometimes these customers, I deal with this all the time too in the field that I'm in, where they're super bitchy, they're super catty, they're super inconsiderate, they are not nice, okay, and you have to still put up with them because the customer is always right mentality, which kind of sucks sometimes, you know. Sometimes people, I really wish people could be called out for their tomfoolery and their rudeness. Like, there was the video that I was watching where literally the girl said hi to this one black woman, and the black woman insinuated that she was racist, you know. And I know my phone is like going off. It's so annoying, let me tell you. But that's what real streaming is, right? But it was so annoying. Like, they never even considered that, like, maybe you were on the phone. Like, that's what happened. She was on the phone, and the girl, who's really nice, asked if she needed anything and pretty much ignored her. And then she decided, because she was Latina, so shout out to all my sexy Latinas out there doing their thing. These girls are so beautiful, and women, they're so gorgeous, right? But she was speaking in Spanish to another client because she could barely speak English. And I am really glad that there are people out there that are bilingual. I never learned how to be bilingual, which is something I should have learned, which is so important. The more languages you know, that's the more hireable you are. Let me tell you guys, it's very true. And you know what was kind of interesting about the whole thing, though, was the fact that she got mad. I honestly think, this is my viewpoint, she got mad just because she was speaking in a different language. And you know how sometimes some black women want to be nosy? So because she couldn't get the 2 cents that she was supposed to get, you know, from the conversation guaranteed, she wanted to get mad. And this girl couldn't do anything about it. So I will post the video below. But overall, let me just wrap this up and put in food for thought. Okay, at the end of the day, the way you want to be treated is how you should be treating people. If you give someone a bad experience, guess what? They may reciprocate that. And even though deep down inside, the person who's helping you at Mac is helping you because they want to, you know, promote their products, and of course, you know, they're supposed to treat you right because it's a service. On the flip side, as a customer, you should treat the people who are actually giving you respect with respect. When you start to, you know, complain and you're gonna report people to corporate and all this stuff, that takes away from that person probably who may be like, let's backtrack here. There are some people at Mac who have been rude, and I've had that experience. You know, being where I'm from, I went to a Mac store too, and the person was just kind of looking down at me because, you know, I was not high glam. And you know what? I'm one person, I believe in KIS, keeping it simple. But what's high glam for one person may not be high glam for another. So I just think that it's a two-way street. These young girls out here making these videos about how they were treated wrong. Some, yeah, I agree, it's not right. But then on the other side of it, you are not even old enough, you're not even a grown woman to make grown decisions to a certain extent when it comes to makeup and things like that. So I think it's also important that, like, these young girls should, you know, understand the responsibility of what comes with wearing makeup. Because when you start wearing makeup, people take you to be an adult. So you guys start acting like one. And that's something that I had to learn when I was a lot younger. Now, to talk about MAC Cosmetics overall, you know, when I hear about some of the bad customer service, that's on MAC. Because, you know, here's the thing. the more you start to have bad experiences, that starts to affect your brand. It may not affect it now, but it may affect it, you know, later down the line. But the flip side of this argument too is, you know, regardless if they're, you know, people have a good or bad experience at a Mac counter, they're still gonna buy it anyway because it's Mac. Mac has turned themselves into a global, okay, a global brand. So some people are not gonna care. They're just gonna buy it because they either like it, because their friends told them about it, or it's just because it's Mac. Now, do I buy Mac stuff? No. And the reason why for me is I don't like the bouginess that comes with Mac. Unlike some other brands, I like Lacombe. I do like Tom Ford and stuff like that. And I feel, honestly, to me, there's a higher level of prestige that goes with those brands. Now, can there be pros and cons to those brands? Absolutely. I do like those type of brands because of the way they present themselves. But like with Mac, it's like you gotta look a certain way, you gotta be a certain way. Even though they say that, you know, all faces, all races, or whatever, you know, their motto is, I don't think that necessarily applies sometimes with Mac. And I also think if you're a plus size person, you are treated way differently at Mac than I've seen at other counters too. So overall, when it comes to Mac Cosmetics, do I think that every Mac person working there is bitchy? No. But I think where the bitchiness comes from is that for some of these people that work at Mac, it's like we owe them something as customers because they are professional makeup artists. Okay, and to be a true professional makeup artist, I need to see that you have a portfolio. I need to see the work that you've done on other clients that you've worked with before you touch my face. That's just how I am. And I know some people may take that to be catty or whatnot, but if you're gonna sit here and brag, then my face should be flawless. And when the particular Mac that I went to, they couldn't even match my skin tone right. So there's a lot of work that Mac has to do in regards to making sure that they are hiring people that know what they're doing on top of that. So it's a very multi-layered issue, you know. And then to the grown women who are complaining too, you don't have to buy Mac. Just like to the young people, you don't have to buy Mac. There are tons of other brands. I love Maybelline. I love L'Oreal. I love Neutrogena. There's Physicians Formula, and these are brands that promote themselves similarly to like how Mac does. And I also like some brands. Shout outs to once again Ione Cosmetics. I hope they come back. Their stuff is so fantastic, and I could compare it to Mac, to be honest with you, and it's very affordable. Also, I like LA Colors and Elf Cosmetics, and I also love a brand that has very hypoallergenic makeup too that I've enjoyed, called Shiny Cosmetics too. Like the ones that I've used have been hypoallergenic for me. And then also as a disclaimer too, like, you know, don't just take YouTubers word for word. Like make sure you check with a medical professional. Also check to make sure that the stuff works right for you, because just because everybody's wearing Mac in the beauty community, that doesn't mean that it's right, and it doesn't mean that it's right for you. Okay, so thanks guys so much for watching. I will be back probably tomorrow to cover more of Harvey Birdman, but make sure today, if you have the chance, I'm going to be doing my video about Am I a Racist? My experience just with men of color, because someone said that I was, which was so stupid.